And just taking something from previous and just kind of doing it for the sake of doing it is actually profane to the Lord. So why would I take this and play it today? Not just to talk about the road that I've been on and how he led me and Susie and I, to Rhode Island. This Torah portion that we're in right now, which is this day on the Hebrew calendar, not February 1st, and not February whatever that was.
February 24th, 2007.
But on the Hebrew calendar, this is the same day.
Love you, Karen.
So today
Karen.
is my biblical anniversary of when I first came to Mishkahn. 7 years ago today.
Congratulations.
So the words spoken are the exact words spoken in this place 7 years ago today. So it is for this Shabbat, because God is in not only all time at the same time, but in the cycles of the Lord. Like this day, when we experience a day, we experience this day, this exact day, Adar 1, all back to the beginning and all to the end. So this is the exact same day that this was spoken. It was also 1 year prior. My rabbi at the time asked me to give a message. He was going to be away. And I hate giving messages. You can tell, right? And so I opened up the scripture, start reading the Torah portion, and of course, it's the Torah portion that we're in right now. Terumah, which is offering. And it's about the building of the Mishkahn. So 1 year ago, to the day, before coming into Mishkahn, Adonai had me studying the Mishkahn in Scripture.
Here you are.
The tabernacle, right? So we know that the tabernacle in the wilderness, the Hebrew word is Mishkahn. That's where we get Mishkahn David. So I was studying the Mishkahn 1 year prior, exactly to the day of this day. And I became the resident expert of the Mishkahn at Beth Zion Messianic Synagogue. People were asking me months later, can you refresh my memory on X, Y, and Z? And I remember sharing back then that the Mishkahn is where God dwells, and it's where his glory dwells. And it's all the same Hebrew word. Mishkahn is related to Shachan, which is dwell. And it's also related to Shekinah, or Shekinah, as some people say, which is his glory. It's all the same Hebrew word. And I remember even back then, 1 year before I set foot at Mishkahn, and heard all the revelations that so many of us has heard over the past X amount of years, I remember saying, that building is just a building, but it's Adonai's glory that fills it. And the Mishkahn today is, and I would pop up on PowerPoint, because I always preach with PowerPoint. I would pop up a picture of somebody at the congregation. That's the Mishkahn. And then I would put up another picture. That's the Mishkahn. Another picture of somebody else in our congregation back then. That's the Mishkahn. And then I popped up a picture of Moses the cat. That's the Mishkahn. Right? Remember that? Feeling nostalgic today. Grateful. Grateful to Adonai for where he's brought us to and what he's brought us out of. And knowing that I didn't go out of it without a glorious treasure within me. In the Torah portion, the children of Israel left Egypt, but as they left Egypt, they came out with treasure.
Of various sorts.
Oh yeah. Some had gold, some had silver, some had copper, some had bronze. Some had animal skins, some had stones, some had yarn. And a combination thereof, that the enemy, when that deliverance happened, and it happened quick, and it happened mightily, even the enemy said, just take all this stuff and go. Just take all these riches and just go. Right? I mean, that deliverance was like so set. So set. you know? So here they come with all this treasure. And then it came time to build the Mishkahn, the tabernacle. And Adonai says, just bring this treasure. As much as you want or as little as you want. It's a very different type of offering than tithe. You know, the maser, hamaser, the tenth is a tenth, and he instructs to give a tenth. This was a voluntary offering. This terumah was voluntary. So whatever it is you have, it was perfect for the building of the Mishkahn. And the Mishkahn was the kingdom. That was the kingdom at hand. That was the kingdom on earth. It was always Adonai's will to have the kingdom be manifested on earth. And the revelations progressed throughout the centuries. But that was it back then. That was the kingdom. That was his glory. That was his presence. That was his manifest presence right there in this tabernacle. It was the kingdom. And what did he use to build the kingdom? It was these gifts, these things, these treasures that came out of Egypt with the people. It didn't matter to Adonai if somebody had gold. It didn't matter to Adonai if somebody else had yarn. You must hear this. Whatever you have, and as much as you're able or led, that is the precise ingredient for building the Mishkahn, for the building of his kingdom. There are those here who feel they have nothing to offer the kingdom. And they may even compare themselves. All I got is this little blue yarn. When this guy's got all the gold. Do you know, according to Adonai, they are identical? Because he said, whatever you have, whatever you brought out, bring what's on your heart. He didn't say it has to be X amount of dollars or shekels. Just bring whatever it is. So you had somebody with gold, and he brought a ton of it. Then it's somebody else with gold who just felt led to bring a little coin or something, or an earring. And then somebody else who had, stones, just worthless stones, and brought that. Somebody else may have said, I'm just not bringing anything. Whatever it was perfect for the building of the tabernacle, of the kingdom. So I speak against a feeling and a spirit of self-worthlessness, that you are of worth to Adonai. Whatever it is you have, it is a treasure, and the perfect material for the building up of his kingdom. Baruch Hashem.
Baruch Hashem.